Oh, hey there. Welcome to Wild Wander RV. And this is Tiny Cooking. We're a family of four that lives in an Alliance Paradigm 395 DS, and I have about 36 square foot to cook in. Coming from a big family house, we love to cook. So, in this series, we're going to show you how to make big meals in a tiny kitchen. If you're into that, subscribe, hit that like button, and let's go. So today we're making Reina Pepiada Arepas, a Venezuelan Colombian dish. Arepas are my absolute favorite. They are so versatile. If you don't know what they are, they're basically masa flour, water, salt. That's it. They make a little pocket. You put them in a pan, brown them, and you cut them open, and you can use them like a burrito, stuffed shell, anything. Put anything you want in them. They are so good. But this one is like the Reina Pepiada is a avocado cilantro chicken salad. It is so good. One of my friends taught me this years ago. It is my go-to dish. I'm going to show you how to make it. Let's go. So this recipe is pretty easy. We need some avocados, cilantro, onion, poblanos. You can use jalapenos, habaneros, whatever you want for spice. Some lime, mayonnaise, chicken, and a bunch of different seasonings. So get yourself a good pot, fill it up with some water so we get it up to a boil and get that chicken going. In tiny living, you got to make the best of your space. So this is where we keep our spices. In cooking, don't be afraid of spices. Trial and error. Try something, smell something, see if you like it. For this, I'm going to tell you what I use, but use whatever you like. Cooking is how you make it. So to the water, I'm going to add some peppercorns, bay leaf, chili powder, garlic powder. And yes, you're probably wondering measurements. I would say about, I don't know, half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon of each. Again, make it your own. Measurements are great for starting, but see how much you like. If you like more, like this is cumin. I like cumin. I sprinkled a little bit more. Smoked paprika I just did, and we're going to do a crack of some Himalayan salt. And this recipe might not be the exact original recipe, but I made it my own. So I'm also going to put a little bit of fennel seeds in there. I think fennel seeds give off a great taste when they're boiled. So we're going to throw that in there. Then we're going to take our chicken. I got chicken breasts. You can do chicken thighs. This is what was on sale. And these chicken breasts are pretty lean, so I'm just going to throw them right in. Perfect. So next we're going to turn on, if you don't have a propane oven, that's okay. Just roast them in the oven. But we're going to roast some poblano peppers. Stick them right over the flame, right on the grates if you can. And we're just going to turn them ever so slightly. All right, so that's what you're looking for. Nice, charred, all around, all the sides. Once the peppers are done, we're going to soak them in some ice cold water. Usually I would do ice, but it is absolutely freezing outside. This water is probably 40 degrees, so this will help the skin come right off. Get those peppers nice and cooled back down. Let them sit in there for a few minutes. Trick I use is I take a paper towel and rub that skin right off. Nice roasted poblano. You can do this with jalapenos, habaneros. Just be careful when you're cooking them. They will be hot. And I don't mean temperature hot, I mean heat hot. They'll burn your eyes, make everybody inside cough, so be careful with your choice of hot pepper. So a trick somebody taught me a long time ago is take a fork, put it in the stems, and pull. Picks the cilantro for you. No more picking. Go ahead and cut the cilantro, scrape into the middle, and cut again. Looking for a nice fine chop on the cilantro. Add it to the bowl. Next, we're going to tackle this little bunch of peppers, cut off the heads, and remove those seeds. We're going to dice them up and cut them into about 1/4 inch dice. Remember to keep those knucklebacks. We do not want to lose any digits here. And then I'm going to taste the pepper and see if Hell's Gates is going to visit us later. And it is not, so we're going to use both peppers for this dish. Continuing on as we just did, cut off the head, remove the seeds, and dice into about 1/4 inch. Into the bowl we go. We love grocery pickup, but man, sometimes they get produce wrong. These avocados were pretty much rotten, so I'm only cutting out a few pieces here. Usually it calls for about 2 whole avocados, but we'll just roll with the punches and change up the recipe a bit. Next, we're going to use 2 limes. Quick tip, if you roll the limes on a hard surface, you will get 50% more juice. I don't know if that's true, but it makes it so much easier to squeeze the limes. Remember in cooking, do what you want. If you don't like limes, don't put limes. If you like lemons, do lemons. Cooking is about you and what you like and what you make it. And that is why I love to cook. It showcases who you are. It lets you become an artist, whoever you want to be. Once that chicken comes back to a boil, we're going to set a timer for 20 minutes. So now it's time for the arepas. You're going to need 2½ cups of corn masa flour, and we're going to add that right into the bowl. Then you're going to need about a teaspoon of sea salt and about 2½ cups of lukewarm water. You may not need all the water. We're kind of going for a consistency thing here. I'm going to add just a little bit at a time, work it in little by little. We're looking for it to bind together with a little bit of moisture, not too dry, but not soaking wet either. Consistency. Once you got most of the water in there, we're going to switch to using our hands to incorporate it and start kneading the dough a bit better. You want it where it's just starting to all stick together to make a ball, but you don't want it too wet. It's a little too dry still, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. Then just a bit more kneading, and fold and roll and fold and roll. And I'm going to pinch off a little piece here and see if I can roll it in my hand without it sticking to my hand. Then start slowly patting it down into a nice circle and around the edges. Use your fingers, and if it starts to crack, it's a little bit too dry, so we'll need to add more water. I let it rest for about 5 minutes. We like our arepas a little bit on the bigger side, so I'm going to divide these into 4 equal balls. Take your time and slowly roll each one. They don't have to be perfect, but you're just looking for a nice round shape where the edges aren't cracked and that they're a little bit on the thicker side so that you can stuff them with whatever you decide to stuff them with. If you're a lover of corn tortillas and a lover of warm bread, you're going to love this. They really work for anything. They also make a great cheesy snack. Make them a little smaller, stuff some cheese on one of them, put the other smaller one on top, fold in the sides, and then put them in the pan, and oh boy, I promise you, you will never make an original grilled cheese again. So let's wrap up this last one and get that pan lit. Now, I know not everybody uses stainless steel pans, but man, you should try it, because once you learn stainless steel, I promise you, you'll never go back. Put in some water in the pan, and if it steams away, they're not ready. If they dance around like this, you are good to go. Set your heat to medium-low and add in a splash of avocado oil. Avocado oil is a great oil choice because it has a high smoke point. Next, add your arepas one by one into the pan, and we're going to cook them on each side for about 5 to 8 minutes. You're looking for a nice golden brown, caramelized texture on the outside. And don't rush this by cranking up the heat. You want the inside to cook as well to get that nice doughy texture we're looking for on the inside of these. These aren't quite ready yet. They're golden, but we need them a little bit more golden brown. Once your 20 minutes is up, remove the chicken from the pot and discard the liquid or save it for a good chicken broth for down the road. Next, it's time to shred your chicken. You can use 2 forks, you can use bear claws, or I just like to use a knife. I cut with the grain and against the grain, and it usually just falls right apart for me. I like to do this while it's a little bit warm. And again, the world is your oyster. Shred it as big and or as small as you want it to be. Put it on a plate, and let's season it up. I don't know if it holds true, but I like to season it when it's warm. I feel like it gets into the meat a bit more, so I'm going to season it here with some black pepper, a bit of chili powder, some more cumin, and smoked paprika, and a little bit of oregano. Next, we're going to check those. Finally, we're going to flip them over. That is perfect. Look how golden brown they look. Mwah, love it. Flip them over and continue to cook for another 5 to 8 minutes. Next, let's put our chicken into our veggies. Then we're going to add about a half a cup of mayonnaise. Mix that in there. And since I didn't have enough avocado, I'm going to use some Greek yogurt, a couple tablespoons of that, and some Cholula hot sauce. You can use any hot sauce. This is one of our favorites, so this is what we're going to put in there, maybe about a tablespoon. We're going to mix it all together. Don't mix too hard. We're just looking to get it incorporated. If you're doing this with the correct amount of avocados, you're going to skip the Greek yogurt and you're actually going to fold this together. The avocado should be in big chunks, and you're looking for a almost like salad consistency. Let's get back and check those arepas, and they look beautiful. Golden brown on each side. Doing a little tap test. They should be kind of crunchy on the outside. That is exactly what you're looking for. So I'm going to remove them and get them to start cooling down so we can cut them open and start stuffing them. Now, be careful with the arepas. They steam in the middle when they're cooking, so they are super hot. You do not have to cut them while they're still warm. You can let them completely cool. We like ours when they're a little bit warm, so I'm cutting them now. Then it's a matter about how much stuffing you want. Stuff each arepa with the filling we just made and repeat the process on all the other ones. And that's how you make Reina Pepiada Arepas. Well, kind of. Our avocados were bad, so usually you mash a lot more avocados. You don't need. I added Greek yogurt just to give it a little bit moisture, but usually you add a lot more avocado and just mash the avocado in, and it makes like a very green sauce. And that's it, guys. This is big food in a tiny kitchen. So I hope you enjoyed this. Do this every week. We'll check you next week on Tiny Cooking. You gotta try that.